Where President Bola Tinubu has charged the armed forces to continue to protect Nigeria's territorial integrity against all threats. This comes as one of the major issues on the minds of Nigerians, the spate of insecurity, as the federal government continues to work to ensure that a lasting solution is preferred. The president gave the charge at the Diamond Jubilee of the Nigerian Defense Academy in Kaduna, while also commended them for their dedication to duty and sacrifices for the nation. Our correspondent Lupe Asom reports.
The arrival of President Bola Tinubu at the RSM Oliver Ghana Parade Ground signals the commencement of the Diamond Jubilee celebration of the Nigeria Defense Academy. He is the reviewing officer for the trooping and presentation of National and Regimental Colours Parade. The Ministers of Defense, service chiefs and other guests are also present. The President inspects the parade. The highlight of the event is the presentation of new national and regimental colours by the President. In his address, he acknowledged the ongoing battle against insecurity, emphasizing notable progress towards achieving relative peace. He charges the armed forces on the need to intensify the offensive against insecurity.
Let me reiterate the urgency to upscale the fight against insecurity, which has robbed us of peace and progress. While the relative peace we have been able to secure recently is worthy of celebration. But we must remember that the war is not over yet until every parcel of land held by the enemy of the flying and enemy of peace is held accountable, and Nigeria is free of terrorism and banditry.
He also expresses concern over the rise of undemocratic political forces in West African Francophone nations, emphasizing the need for Nigerian armed forces to remain vigilant.
We are all aware of the undemocratic political purges that have swept across the Sahel Francophone countries in West Africa and Central Africa. I urge you to continue to play your constitutional role of safeguarding the territorial integrity of Nigeria, our fatherland. You have shown any act that are inimical to the well-being of our nation, an act which can destroy the gains of democracy, which we have enjoyed in the last 20 years.
In a plea to citizens, President Tinubu has called for patience and understanding, asking Nigerians to bear with his administration in areas where shortcomings may have been perceived.
Please, if there are shortfalls, bear with us. We will make up a united, prosperous Nigeria.
It is tradition at the NDA to present new colors to the Academy during milestone celebrations which occur every 10 years. Lupe Asom, TVC News, Kaduna.
Away from security, the demand for cooking gas has witnessed a decline following the hike in the cost of the product. Nigerians have now taken to alternatives for their cooking, which experts say is harmful to the health and environment. Our correspondent Helen Osamide Akins spoke with some sellers and buyers on the impact on their day-to-day life.
On a daily basis, prices of food, goods and services continue to increase. With this, cooking gas has become unaffordable to a number of Nigerians. The cost of refilling a 12.5 kg of cooking gas has increased to 13,750 naira in the local retail gas station, as against 10,545 naira, which was sold in October 2023. Frank Ekpe is a roadside gas seller in the busy Mpapi area of Abuja. He told TVC News that the demand for the product has dropped over the hike in price. To make a living, he has now embraced an alternative side hustle.
Before, sometimes I feel sell 50 kg or more than 50 kg a day. Sell. I feel sell, but now even 12.5 sell, I know they see sell anyhow.
For Ezra Jeremiah, his use of the product has reduced.
They use 12.5 kg to buy gas and cook, and I can cook in the morning and boil water, safe and bath and go to work. But now, just 3 kg, I cannot even afford it because the gas is too high.
Mary Peter is a food vendor. Before now, she used gas in her cooking. With a hike in the price of gas, she has to use an alternative means of cooking to ensure she does not run at loss in her business.
Because we don't feel afford gas again, gas will cost. Gas what they feel before, now times 3. So if we don't use charcoal, we don't go feel because everything don't add money.
One will say the decision to embrace an alternative means of cooking is a smart idea, but there are implications to the health of the users and the environment at large. Mike Terungwa is an environmentalist. He highlights some of the implications to the environment of using the alternatives.
To produce charcoal, you need to cut down a tree completely. So a tree is burnt. So what are you doing? It's deforestation, right? And then deforestation is not just deforestation in the name of deforestation. It is actually loss of biodiversity. It is also soil erosion. It's also soil degradation. It's also desertification. All of this in the midst of climate change is not good for our country.
On the health implications, Dr. Ajima Onize, a senior registrar in the Family Health Department of the National Hospital, described the alternatives as harmful to the human health.
So using wood as a source of cooking fuel actually produces a very dirty source of fuel and produces chemicals that are injurious to health. And the effect on health actually ranges from heart diseases, because this heart disease is also predisposes to cataract. It can predispose to a wide range of respiratory disease, even cancer and some respiratory problems. It also causes even injuries to the babies in utero. So even though our grandparents, our great-grandparents used this successfully, but the times then are different from the times now. Our lifestyle, the things we eat are different.
She urged the users to make conscious efforts to safely guide their health while using the alternatives.
According to WHO, 4.2 million people are exposed to respiratory diseases from use of firewood, charcoal or sawdust. So trying to protect the nose by using the face mask is actually a very vital role in preventing this dreaded side effect of using firewood. So they should wear a face mask. It's also predisposed to cataract, like I said. So if they try as much as possible to rinse their faces like after being exposed to firewood, this will also be a very important step to reducing the effect. Also,
it is now more than ever important that Nigerians protect their health and environment while trying to cut costs. Although the federal government has put several interventions in place to revamp supply and boost local consumption of gas, more still needs to be done, as failure to address the upsurge could mean gas becoming a commodity only affordable to the rich. Helen Osamede-Akins, TVC News, Abuja.
The Zamfara state government has commenced the payment of 13 years backlog of gratuity, retirement and death benefit to workers amounting to more than 13 billion naira. Chairman of the Authentication Committee, Muhammad Abubakar, attributed the backlog to the neglect by previous administration. Theophilus Darufai tells us more in this report.
These are Zamfara state retired civil servants and next of kin of those who died in active service or after retirement. They are full of joy and gratitude to Governor Dodolo's administration for rekindling their hope. Governor Dodolo had a few months ago set up a 9-man committee to validate and authenticate the data of retirees owed by the previous government since 2011. Chairman of the Authentication Committee, who doubles as the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, says the payments of gratuities and death benefits has commenced.
We have retirement gratuities, we have death gratuities, and we have contract gratuities. As I'm talking to you now, not more than an hour, we just paid more than 351 gratuity claimants. Out of the 430 we have that come before us. In total sum, we're expecting more than 4,000 gratuity claimants to come before us for payment.
He says the committee will continue to do its best and assures of fairness to all.
The selection was based on merit, based on quality, based on integrity. But all the same, we just have to keep our eyes open to make sure that nobody derail But the real objective of His Excellency.
Some of the beneficiaries thanked Governor Dodolo for giving attention to the plight of retirees.
Even before I came in here, I heard some news that those who are screened, they've been paid. And when I came in here, I see people laughing, smiling, that yes, definitely they have started receiving their gratuity. And I've been screened, so definitely maybe in the next 2-3 days, I will receive a lot for my payment.
I came here for the benefit of my late brother, Ahmed Musa Anka, who died on, I think it is October 2016, I mean. I am from the opposition party, but we have nothing to say, only to pray for the governor.
The state government, through the authentication committee, appealed to the beneficiaries to make judicious use of the money for the growth and development of their families. Faithless Darufai, TVC News, Gusau.
Now, Access Bank PLC has reacted to the reported death of its Group Chief Executive Officer, Herbert Wigwe, in a helicopter crash. The bank, in a statement posted on its X handle on Sunday, said it has received numerous inquiries concerning the crash and is working with the U.S. authorities for updates. They also called for the understanding and support of Nigerians while promising to keep them informed as updates come in. The Group Chief Executive Officer of Access Holdings PLC, Herbert Wigwe, was feared killed in a helicopter crash alongside his wife, son, and the former Group Chairman of the Nigerian Exchange Group PLC, Abimbola Ogunbanjo. Reports say they were en route to Boulder City, Nevada, from Palm Springs, California, on Friday night when the helicopter conveying them crashed near a small town in California's Mojave Desert. There has been no official confirmation from the family or authorities. In the meantime, reactions have continued to pour out over the reported death of Herbert Wigwe. The governor of Ogun State, Governor Dapo Abiodun, has described the death of the Chief Executive Officer of Access Holdings PLC, Herbert Wigwe, his wife, son, and 3 others, including former chairman of NGX Group PLC, Abimbola Ogunbanjo, as tragic. Governor Abiodun described the incident as a devastating loss for the families, friends, and entire business community in Nigeria. The governor described Herbert Wigwe as a quintessential banker who contributed immensely to the Nigerian economy, adding that it was a pillar of support to his administration's Building Our Future Together agenda. He also described the late Abimbola Ogunbanjo as not just an exceptional businessman, but also a man of great character and integrity. He extended his condolences to the Ogunbanjo and Wigwe families, friends, and colleagues. Now, in a post on X, Director General of the World Trade Organization, Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, expressed her deepest sympathies and condolences to the Wigwe family and management and employees of Access Bank. This is a developing story, and we will bring you more updates as soon as we have them. Now you're watching TVC News. We take a moment and return.